We're going to talk some NCAA men's basketball March Madness. And Andy, I've heard this discussion really since the last horn sounded on Sunday night that the tournament's not the same anymore. There's not all these Cinderellas, which is true. I mean, this is the second straight year we didn't have a mid-major in the Sweet 16. And yes, there have been more blowouts. But I think the allure of a Wright State or a Siena almost pulling off the upset, but then not doing it, I would argue is one, great television, and two, it sets us up with better games here moving on in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight, where this weekend, where I think we could be in for some really good basketball here over the next couple of days.
Yeah, the I know what you mean though. Like it feels like this year and last year there haven't been any crazy Cinderellas. I mean, I know what is it? Texas is an 11 seed. They're still in it, but I mean,
Correct.
it's still Texas, man. They're still a huge
And I got
school.
to tell you, last year I did well betting in the tournament. This year I have not done well at all.
Well, I think
Um,
naturally everybody likes to take some underdogs because historically there's always some
well,
upsets. There's
no,
always
it's
some
not that.
Cinderellas.
I'm missing out on these over and unders. I'm betting over on all these games because of the free throw line. You would think they're going to add 10 points in the last minute, and then it's just not happening.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there were a couple first round games that, I'd consider an upset. You had High Point over Wisconsin. That
Absolutely.
was a really, really good game. I guess, I mean, other than that, VCU over UNC, that's probably the biggest upset that we saw.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like VCU, and a lot of people love South Florida, and they ended up losing to Louisville. But I mean, I look at my bracket here. I got it in front of me, my main bracket. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I've got, let's see, eight, nine, 10, 11. I got 12 out of the Sweet 16 teams still in it.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
good.
I'm pretty good. I correctly predicted that Duke would take on St. John's in the Sweet 16. I have St. John's upsetting Duke in the Sweet 16. I don't trust Duke. You know, they almost lost to Siena. TCU gave them a good game. I know Boozer's a really good player. They got other good players as well. But it just feels like since took over from Coach K, they're just inconsistent. They don't come out ready to play.
Yeah, the program seems like it has taken a step back. I remember, I mean, 5, 10 years ago, it's like Duke and Carolina. Those were the schools. Duke,
Yep.
Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky. Like there was no debating. Those schools, one of them would be playing for a national championship every single year. And that Siena game, I mean, that one was like I mean, I want to talk to the people who put money on Siena over Duke because you got to have something wrong with you. But it turns out, you had a very fair shot at winning that bet. Like you said, like
Yeah. I
Siena is not even close to being on Duke's level,
no.
but the fact that they lost by 6 points.
See, I think that is more of the allure and the expectation of March Madness. Everybody is rooting for, and myself included. I want Cats. I want Madness. I want the upset. But I think the best case scenario is you almost get the upset, but then the favorite does pull it off.
Right. And I think, people forget so much because we all watch, professional sports and we're so used to professional sports that, on any given night, if let's say the Browns were to beat, a Chiefs team, it's like, well, you can chalk that up to they're all professional athletes. On any given night, anybody can beat anybody. You
Yep.
start talking about college and you're talking about, a group of five guys who are probably going to be in the NBA next year or in the next couple years playing against a group of five guys who are probably going to be doing taxes next year. And it's like, there's no way that Siena can come out and give Duke a fight. But at the end of the day, it's the same concept any given day, right?
Yep.
It's just a group of, 12 or 13 college kids playing basketball. And if they can play better basketball for only what, 40 minutes, that's all I got to do is play better basketball
Yep.
for 40 minutes and they can move on to the next round.
I will say I was texting my brother this the other night. Two things. I think I prefer the 40 minute, the 220 minute halves as opposed to four quarters. I think the game flows better. And I also think that in college, and maybe it's just the tournament because I don't watch a ton of college basketball during the regular season, but there are times where guys are getting hit five or six times and they're letting them play. Where in the NBA, I feel like there'd be four fouls that I'm playing in college. They're not calling nothing. I love it. It's like old school basketball.
Well, and I think part of that is because the intensity of a college basketball game is so much higher.
Yep.
And I think because the game is only 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes, you get, that high intensity play. These kids aren't, I mean, now they are a little bit get playing for money, but these guys have, friends and classmates to go back home to. It's not like they're going to sit up in their penthouse when they finish the game. It's like they have
Yeah.
more to play for. They got the pride of their school. A lot of them, are going to school in places that they grew up or they grew up childhood fans of these schools. And, there's a reason why they're there. And so you have more of a purpose when you're going out to play. And a lot of them, it's their first chance to be playing basketball on national TV.
Right. And, again, I look at this bracket and we still have, Patino. We add Self. You have Izzo still there. You obviously Dan Hurley is still there. Shireman is there. You have Arizona. You got Dusty at Michigan. There are a lot of good schools left. I still have my entire Final Four intact, which I had UConn out of the East, Houston in the South, Arizona in the West, Michigan in the Midwest. And I have Arizona knocking off Houston in the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, when you got all Final Fours left and you're in the round of 16, you're sitting in a pretty good spot. I don't have mine up right now, but mine isn't even close to being right. I mean, I think I had Florida in one of my two brackets winning it, and that's not going to happen anymore.
So it's funny because I did two brackets this year. I did a main bracket, and then I did one where I specifically asked ChatGPT. I gave it some prompts, and I said pick every game based off these prompts. And it's
Yeah.
funny because the ChatGPT one had Duke over Florida in the Final Four, so Florida's knocked out. But the only other teams that are knocked out of that bracket are Kansas, Clemson, BYU, Wisconsin, and Gonzaga. That's it. I mean, you probably can't see it because of the virtual background. The blue would be the marks, and again, you probably can't see it because of the
Oh,
camera. But there is not a lot of wrong on this bracket. Let me put it to you that way.
well, that's awesome.
Like that clip from the Friends World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Friends World podcast right here on YouTube.